The Story of Pocahontas. In the early 1600s, a group of Native American tribes live in what is now Virginia. These tribes are part of the Powhatan Confederacy, led by a powerful chief named Powhatan. Among his many children is a daughter named Pocahontas, which means playful one. Pocahontas is born around 1596, and even though she is just a child when the English settlers arrive, she soon becomes important in their lives. In 1607, English settlers come to Virginia and build a colony called Jamestown. The settlers, led by Captain John Smith, struggle to survive. They face hunger, disease, and sometimes fight with the local tribes. The relationship between the settlers and the Powhatan people is tense because both sides are unsure of each other. One day, John Smith is captured by Powhatan warriors while exploring the area. They take him to Chief Powhatan, who decides that Smith should be killed. But just as he is about to be executed, Pocahontas steps in. She is about 10 or 11 years old at the time. She begs her father to spare Smith's life, and Chief Powhatan agrees. This moment starts a connection between Pocahontas and John Smith. After this, Pocahontas often visits Jamestown. She brings food and supplies to the settlers, which helps them survive. Because of her, the relationship between the Powhatan and the English improves, and there is peace for a while. In 1609, things in Jamestown get worse. The settlers go through a very hard winter, known as the starving time, and many of them die. During this time, John Smith is hurt in an accident and has to return to England. With Smith gone, the relationship between the settlers and the Powhatan becomes strained again. Pocahontas stops visiting Jamestown and disappears from the settlers' lives for a few years. In 1613, the English settlers capture Pocahontas during a conflict with the Powhatan. They take her to Jamestown and hold her for ransom, hoping that Chief Powhatan will make peace in exchange for her. While she is held captive, Pocahontas meets a tobacco farmer named John Rolfe. Rolfe believes that marrying her could bring peace between the English and the Powhatan. Pocahontas may also see the marriage as a way to protect her people. In 1614, Pocahontas and John Rolfe get married in Jamestown, which leads to a period of peace between the English and the Powhatan. This marriage is one of the first recorded marriages between a Native American and an English settler. It helps to create a time of peace and better relations between the two cultures. Pocahontas and Rolfe have a son named Thomas. In 1616, Pocahontas, now known as Rebecca Rolfe, travels to England with her husband and son. In England, Pocahontas meets important people and attends many social events. She becomes well known in English society and helps promote the Jamestown colony. However, Pocahontas's health starts to decline while she is in England. In March 1617, as she and her family prepare to return to Virginia, Pocahontas becomes very sick. She dies at the age of around 21 in a town called Gravesend. After her death, Pocahontas is remembered for bringing peace between the Native Americans and the English settlers. Her story becomes a legend, and she is seen as a symbol of peace and understanding between different cultures. Many people, especially in Virginia, claim to be descendants of Pocahontas through her son, Thomas. She remains an important figure in American history, representing the complex relationship between Native Americans and European settlers.